CATV is proudly presented by Toyota.
Well, Shaun Graeme Smith retired. Bit of a shock to everyone. Was it a shock to you?
Yeah, it was very much so. It did come at a big surprise. You know, I think at stages of your career you get an inkling about when you do or don't want to, but you tend to keep it close to your chest, and Graeme has done exactly that. He's had a few niggles, and obviously not being part of the one-day squad, all those kind of things would have contributed, but it still did come as a big surprise to me that he's announced it here. But all credit to him. It's always best to go out on top rather than wait to be kicked out.
You played with him with some of his career, 117 test matches, all those runs and all those double hundreds. I mean, he's one hell of a player for South Africa.
Yeah, he has been. You know, he took over from me as captain at a young age of 22, and you know, in the game of cricket, longevity as a captain is not an easy thing to sustain. So, real credit to what he's done. At 22, some might have said maybe a little bit brash about some of the way he went about things. But you think about taking over a big job like that at that age, it's not going to be an easy thing to do, and you might make the odd mistake, but he's definitely grown into the role. He's matured with the team, and you know, you've never had to worry about his performances. He's always led from the front, and I think that's one of his great attributes as a captain, is the fact that he opens the batting and on countless occasions has set the tone as a captain, as a leader for the team.
What was it like playing with him after you stood down as captain and he took over?
Yeah, I think for me, when he first came in as a player and he played underneath me, you know, he had a great presence. You know, he was a big man, so you know, the way he went about his business, he had that presence, and he was always going to be successful. And he was very mature at a young age. You know, you could see that he had a good cricketing brain. And then when I was relieved of those duties, you know, from my side, I would have loved to have an ex-captain there because you can bounce ideas off. But it was a hard balance to strike because, you know, as a young man, you want to take the team in a certain direction. And from me, I needed to take a step back and allow him just to take over the reins. But we had a good relationship. You know, we always were more than willing to discuss things and give him possible ideas. And he, as I say, he grew into the role quickly, and he backed it up with quality performances up front. I think in his first 2 or 3 games that he played, he managed to get a double hundred and really set the tone that he was around to do a job for a long period of time. From a captaincy, I think, you know, you always grow as a captain, and the last 5 or 6 years we really have reaped the rewards of Graeme understanding captaincy fully from a test perspective, from knowing his teammates, knowing their strengths and weaknesses, and that's why South Africa has been maintained as number 1 for a long period.
Playing and watching him, have you got a favourite Graeme Smith moment?
Oh, there's been many. I mean, he's shown a lot of character, and you know, I mean, to be honest, he wouldn't be one of those ones that the kids, I'd say, listen, follow his technique, because it's not as pretty as a Jacques Kallis or a AB de Villiers. But as sure as guts and determination and strength. I mean, the innings he's played, you know, the 200s he's done, you know, even coming out to bat with a broken arm, he's been a wonderful performer, and it would probably be wrong of me to single out one performance that he's done, but even in the one-day format, you know, the 4-3-8 game, leading from the front there, so there's been some big moments for him, and I think he can go away knowing that he's done his country proud, and as an individual he's done himself proud, and we're very grateful for the memories and his leadership that he brought to this country.
Is South Africa entering a new era? You know, they lost Boucher, Kallis and now Smith.
Yeah, I think they are, and it's actually not a bad time. I think the test matches we've got ahead is Sri Lanka, for 2 tests, and then we've got 1 against Zimbabwe, and then West Indies come here. So probably, if you're looking for an ideal opening to try and regroup and head off in a different direction, it's not a bad time. But yeah, having lost big players like that, it's obviously going to be a big blow, and the team will need to come up with some different strategies and ways of making sure they win.
Now the big question after this test match will be who his replacement will be.
Oh, well, for me, I mean, I'm not involved in any way, so I can give my opinion, but I would think they would go with AB de Villiers. I think he's a fantastic player. Whether AB would continue to take the gloves, maybe not, but once again, you know, the next 4 or 5 test matches that they play, it's an opportunity to bring a young keeper like a de Kock, for example, in and give him the gloves and allow him to settle into the test arena. So I would think it would go to AB, but far be it for me to make the call.